Let's see. Let's see if somebody is going to come or not. Both in terms of my guest and whether anybody else is going to come. Let's see. Huh?
Hi, sir. Good evening.
I'm already live. Nobody is watching. We are.
You are already live.
I'm right.
वंडरफुल वंडरफुल. आपने स्ट्रीम का लिंक नहीं शेयर किया ना ग्रुप में अभी तक.
हाँ.
वो कर दो स्ट्रीम पहले शेयर.
वो सब कर देंगे. That's not the issue.
Am
I'm
I
just
am I
saying.
audible?
Yeah, you are fully audible.
Okay, I'll just
Yeah,
improve the camera quality.
yeah. एक सेकेंड. और बोलो सर, क्या हालचाल?
कुछ नहीं.
I was तो shocked. I was तो more surprised कि आप इतना जल्दी मतलब you are also like हाँ चलो क्या है.
हाँ, because I was just sitting around. मैं दाल बना रहा था तो
अच्छा, okay.
थोड़ी देर. तो ऐसे ठीक है, ये लेते हैं पहले.
हाँ, that's the thing.
And I mean, you
एकदम.
can't do anything if it's pitch black at 4 in the afternoon. There's nothing you can do out of doors. And I'm an
Really
outdoor
pitch
person.
really 4 in the
Yeah,
afternoon is
4.
that pitch black?
It's like living in Jorhat.
क्या comparison है?
The first thing I thought of Jorhat, Shillong.
Oh god.
Shillong, chalo. Shillong is more picturesque. No shade to
हाँ
Jorhat.
वही ना. हाँ
But
वही ना. कुछ भी नहीं कह सकते इसके बारे में. और क्या ही बोले. Okay, one guy is watching. I don't know who is watching.
Wonderful.
2 guys watching.
Wonderful. Yeah, now your audience is coming through.
My audience is
Completely.
coming to. Firstly, my audience is coming through. I am really shocked. 150 subscribers crossed. I am damn shocked. Huh? I have no idea how that happened.
They're all eating dinner now. These are all the youths that you are acquainted with.
Attract-
They're all eating dinner and they need some white noise
Yeah.
in the
Of all
background.
the
Which-
people to get white noise from, it's 2 guys who are going to talk about Michael Mann ka heat.
No,
This is-
but white noise. आपने reference नहीं पकड़ा sir. Jay Kelly has just dropped on Netflix. That was the reference.
क्या और difference
क्या,
I don't
sir?
like that movie. I don't
You didn't
like
like
that
it?
movie.
I've not watched it yet.
मतलब क्या ही
Sir,
बोलूं
I mean,
इसको?
I'm just tired. Like yesterday, chalo. Yesterday it was the prologue played, and I was really underwhelmed by it. No surprises there. I
Okay.
was because
I
I was
haven't
really
seen it.
expecting something. And
I haven't seen it. It's leaked online, I know, but I haven't seen it. So.
आपने बोला था, but like I was like, dude, what's happening? And again, I'm like, again, you're going to do that sound thing. I have a feeling that this time also we'll not be able to hear any fucker in the film. Like it's back to, it's back to Tenet sound mixing.
Oh god.
And it's looking very much, at least like the color grading and stuff is very Ben-Hur like. And I was watching it in the format it's being shot in, so you can't even say अरे उसका color खराब है. It was on 70 mm film. I was IMAX that I was watching it. So I was like,
मतलब
okay,
वो मतलब नोलन प्रोजेक्शन इस दादा को आपने प्रोजेक्शन इस दादा ने बोल दिया है. यही है.
And it's got that slightly saturated but also at the same time a bit washed out color. So and then Sinners played after that, which is fun. I liked it more the second time. But like
Fine.
day before yesterday के picture के बाद तो I'm just a little exhausted. Like 4 hours of Raj Kapoor fucking being annoying.
सर मुझे नहीं पता आप संगम क्यों देख
Really?
रहे थे.
Have you not watched it?
I haven't seen it.
I mean,
don't
I
even
think
want to see it.
Vaijayantimala is terrific in the film. She's outstanding. Like, okay, the acting is dramatic, but then you don't go to watch Sholay and say, "Arey AK Hangal kitni acting kar raha hai," right? The acting
That's the
register
point.
is very
That's
different
the
in
point.
that era. Yeah. You don't.
Yeah.
It's not until the late 70s, I think, when Govind Nihalani and Sham Benegal really sort of become prominent, that the more muted acting becomes. Though, of course, you've had
the
like
naturalist version of
Motilal
acting.
and all were more in the lower octave kind of acting. But in this, I was like, Raj Kapoor was so irritating, like from the get go. I was, shut up, I'm gonna kill you. Because वो क्या है? I think it's a dialogue from a David Dhawan film. वो चीखेगी चिल्लाएगी पर तू कोशिश करते रहना हसीना मान जाएगी.
So that is the actual. So that is from Sangam.
Basically no. That is basically the plot of Sangam, because she's like, I've told you a million times I don't want to be with you. He's like, till you don't say yes, I'm gonna keep asking.
2025 क्या ये तो मतलब 1990s में भी it's not gonna fly. 2025 तो दूर की बात है.
And I mean, I think it marked 60 years or something like that, just like
हाँ,
this one. But you compare what was being made then and what was popular in Russia then versus what was being made about Russia at the time. Because 1 year after Sangam came Dr. Zhivago.
वाह.
And I was
सर
like, such at such
क्वालिटेटिव
different ends.
क्वालिटेटिव एनालिसिस क्या ही कर सकते हैं इन
No,
दोनों
no,
के
but
बारे
you
में.
should you
आपने
should
जो
watch
बात कही.
Sangam, of course, for Vaijayanti Mala, and some of the songs are like Dost Na Raha and Main Kya Karu Ram. I think some of the filmmaking is very interesting, and
हम्म.
just the cinematographic achievement of hauling a bloody camera up the Eiffel Tower. I'm like, dude, how did you do this? you know? And then, but then you've got Rajendra Kumar, who just looks like, dude, why have they put talcum powder on? He's looking white in the background because obviously, right, you're
Obviously,
lighting the
yeah,
person in the foreground. I'm like, but वो background में भूत जैसा लगेगा तो मैं तो distract हो रहा हूँ ना यार picture में.
yeah. सर यहाँ पे देख सर देखो आप 1940s और 50s के डीओपी का क्या हाल था, ठीक है. इतना बड़ा बड़ा कैमरा लेके आईफिल
Yeah.
टावर के ऊपर चल रहे हैं और हमारे यहाँ के डीओपी एक शूट करके बीमार होके सो गए.
Oh, harsh, very harsh. Studio shoot करके बीमार होकर सो गए.
Sanjeet is going to kill me. He is
and
going to
and you're
kill me.
comparing him to Radhu Karmakar, who's probably not even that great a cinematographer.
No, he is going to legit kill me.
But let's move on from Sangam. And
Let's move on from Sangam to a movie which is actually dealing with killing, which is dealing with style, which is
which is
dealing with
also
a whole lot
Sangam
of
of its
shit.
own kind, De
Yeah,
Niro and
yeah, kind
Pacino.
of, kind of. It's kind of that only. I think the melodrama aspect of it actually felt very surprising to me when I first watched it. We are of course talking about Heat,
Yeah,
a movie that I think both Varun and I like borderline love. I to
I
love.
also love it. I love it. Like it's one of the
Hmm.
rare films I'm like, yeah, I'm willing to put it on at any point and fast
Yeah.
forward it to very specific bits.
Very, very specific bits. Yeah. Endlessly rewatchable. Banger of a soundtrack. I think
Unfortunately,
every,
not available
yeah, very, very
anywhere except
unfortunate.
YouTube.
Yeah, very unfortunate. And especially like all of man's very specific ticks, all of them
Hmm.
coalesce in this.
Yeah.
Because it's like there is a term only people use. It's called the
Hmm.
man men.
Yeah,
Michael
yeah, yeah. The
Mann's
very, very
men.
professional sort of
Yeah,
dudes.
yeah.
I'd written
Professional
a
dudes. Professional dudes were very romantic,
in a
which
way,
is
yeah. I
very
mean,
yeah, very
I done this
romantic.
piece I think back in March or April for
Hmm.
a newsletter to which I contribute, and I said my argument was that man's movies are not about the interior lives of these men. It's
Hmm.
more about how the interior starts to seep into the professional lives.
Professional, yes, hundred
Like
percent.
somewhere that jostling is happening, whether it's in Thief.
Are, are
Oh,
sir. Oh,
that would have been a fun movie, at some in the 80s if they'd made it. I
yeah,
would have watched that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
Today they
It
can
would have
probably
worked
make it
also.
with Karan Deol and Agastya Nanda, and nobody will watch it.
Please no, please no, please no. That would be like a Nadania type monster version of Garmi.
So it's
Directed by
directed by
Mukul
Mukul.
Anand. क्या
Oh, nice,
combination है.
nice.
Yes. That would have
One of the
actually.
first directors to be interested in sync sound, I think,
Yeah, no,
back in the 90s till he
yeah.
passed away. But no, I mean, Heat is very much about like it's really just a professional film, which is why I think some of the criticism it gets is, oh, the domestic life is very half baked. But to them, only the domestic life is
Yeah, exactly.
inconsequential.
Exactly. It's like these people are so inundated in their professional life that
Hmm.
every aspect of their romantic life they don't give a shit about it unless it actually directly affects their professional
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
They don't give a shit about it. And which is why I think I also think people kind of take some of the wrong ideas from it sometimes, like
Hmm.
what they do from Fight Club also. People think that the professional aspect of these men is what makes them, like, how do I put this,
Aspirational.
memorable or aspirational. You can't
Yeah.
I don't think it's that case. At least I think
Yeah, man is not
uh,
talking about how great they are.
no, no.
He's talking about
Man
how
is
focused
interested
they
in
are.
this. Man is interested in these characters. He has been interested in this character since bloody Thief from
Thief, yeah.
1981. Thief, yeah.
Jimmy Khan playing
Jimmy Khan, fantastic movie,
housebreaking
and
specialist.
another fantastic movie. God damn.
It's
But yeah,
probably my favorite thief, like house breaking kind
heist
of
movie. Yeah, yeah,
situation
yeah.
in that specific area of the heist film. Because if you want to think about house entering or whatever you want to call it, like just robbing a house as a genre in itself, I think Wait Until Dark is still probably like the most thrilling it
Really
gets.
good. Really good
It's
movie. Yeah.
a very very rare good movie by Terence Young, uh, who directed a lot of
I'm
Bond.
surprised. I'm surprised that that is a guy who we attribute a lot of the James Bondisms to, but he's also not a director who you can call a very stylish one. It's a
But
very
James
weird
Bond
thing.
directors did not become like thing of worth noticing really until the 90s,
Yeah,
when
that is
I think,
also
and
true.
we
Martin
discussed this
Campbell.
with Sanjeet as well, right? No,
Yeah,
not
Martin
even Martin
Campbell.
Campbell. He was more he remained a jobbing director. He did that movie The Foreigner with Jackie Chan quite
Yeah.
recently as well. But like Roger Spottiswoode, Lita Mahori,
Mm.
Michael Apted,
Michael
I think
Apted.
had
World is
been in
not
the
enough.
running for an Oscar at some point as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So they were really trying to go, and then again they did it with Sam Mendes, and
Hmm.
then
And
did it a second time with Mendes, and then
Mendes,
they
yeah.
went a third time with Fukunaga. Now they've gone to Villeneuve. So
Uh,
it's very clearly now a prestige position. Earlier, the director
mm.
worked for Broccoli and Saltzman.
Broccolis, yeah, yeah. There was never a set style,
Yeah.
which is good if you are a studio head, which is bad
Hmm.
if you are a guy who wants to see films with their own specific styles.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Auteur
I
is
mean, like
stamp
a
the Bond
Michael
films a
Mann would
lot.
made a good James Bond director.
Yeah, but
So,
Michael Mann, the auteur stamp of Michael Mann is also very, very specific, both in terms of like cinematography, both in terms
hmm.
of like how he's structuring the story, and of course the characters, and of course the choice of music. I think music is
Yeah,
plays
music is
playing
supremely
music is a
important
very
personally.
important,
And it's a
very
very
important.
underrated element, because everybody talks about like the way his films are shot and the way his films are sort of mixed, for instance. I
Hmm.
think the sound on Heat is just insane. Like you can
Insane.
hear the echo of the gunfight.
Yeah,
uh
I still think that shootout sequence in Heat, that
yeah.
that entire shootout sequence, that the gunfire and how like PTA takes inspiration for that in One Battle After Another. There's an entire chase
Mhm.
sequence in the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
half.
yeah.
That is
Yeah.
definitely
but
he's
but
taking inspiration from Heat.
much earlier than PTA, Sanjay Gupta took inspiration for it from it
हाँ,
for Kante.
हाँ सर, संजय गुप्ता को तो घुसाएंगे ही यहाँ पे.
I mean, Kante is a cocktail of the usual suspects, Heat and Reservoir Dogs. Everybody only talks about Reservoir Dogs, but like when they
It's a
come out of the bank and the cops are there,
sir, it's
that's
one
very
of
much a
those
Heat
cocktails,
thing.
sir. It's one of those cocktails where if you drink that cocktail, you are out for 5 days. ठीक है,
I
एक
wish
cocktail
Sanjay
सा
Gupta would drink that cocktail then.
it's
But
not a
no,
well-made
I get
cocktail.
what you're saying about Man, because like when his films are bad, which I mean,
Okay.
nobody can deny. Public Enemies is a
Public
goddamn
Enemies is
good film.
Public Enemies is nauseating, but I think his badness I can also attribute to a guy who is trying
Oh
something.
yeah, he's going for that whole digital video pioneering, that kind of, which he did in Heat, like the shot of De Niro and, or rather of Neil and Edie at his home, which overlooks a large part of LA. The
Hmm.
backdrop is a CG backdrop, and it's
CG
shot
bad.
on high
The
speed
blue.
digital camera.
Hmm.
Yeah, not with, I think, yeah, with blue screen, which is funny because
Blue
Heat has
screen.
so much
That,
blue. You'd be like,
yeah.
green is easier to extract from
Hmm.
the thing,
But
but whatever.
he must have been like he must have been a blue ही लगा दो,
Blue ही
problem
लगा
क्या
दो.
है?
Sir, we have
Yeah.
abundant blue cloth lying around. Just, yeah, just put it up over here
Put it
on
up
our
over
set.
here. वही है. No, but I also think the fact is कि with Public Enemies, with Collateral, it's that late 2000s period where he's experimenting so much with digital photography,
Yeah,
right? I think
Miami Vice even. Uh,
Miami Vice, even Black Hat
Black
for
Hat.
some reason.
By the time he makes Black Hat, I think already the big tent pole films have started to move towards
2015, yeah.
towards digital. So yeah, like some of them
Hmm.
at least have started to. and they've done it well. Like Roger Deakins' work on Sicario is, I think, sensational, and
Sensational,
he
yeah.
gets it out of digital cameras. But then
Hmm.
again, Deakins is at the forefront of, oh, I don't care.
Hmm.
That should just be his brand. He's even, I think, gone on record and said, I don't mind AI coming in and being a part of cinematography, and like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's a
He's like
stipulation.
he's like one of those guys. He's like any technology comes, I want to see. I want
I
to
want
first take a crack at it. Yeah,
crack at it,
that's
and
what
then
he.
I'll make up my mind.
Then
So
I'll
I
make
think
up.
by Black Hat it's more refined. I think
Hmm.
in fact, even in a country
I
like India, where abundant amounts of film stock was being used for the longest time, by 2015 most of the big movies were being shot digitally. Like Vishal
his
Bhardwaj was
best
shooting digital
yeah,
and stuff
his
like that.
best experiment, quote unquote experiment with digital film. I believe. I think the coalescing of that was his earliest stuff, which is Collateral. I think Collateral works sensationally well, especially
Yeah,
in digital film.
I think it's
Sensationally
also
well.
because it's got that. I mean, I don't based on, I'm obviously not a cinematographer or a photographer, but
Hmm.
based on like what I've seen of stuff that's been shot uh, in low light settings on film,
Hmm.
it can look wonderful. Like so much of Band of Brothers entirely, like big
Yeah.
earlier television used to actually be shot on tape,
Hmm.
but big productions were always shot on 35 millimeter film, and
Hmm.
that is shot on 35, and it looks spectacular even now. Especially if you look at like the 4K transfer, the two or the full HD transfer. So
Hmm.
I'm not necessarily sold on, okay, digital picks up low light better, but you
Hmm.
can see why he would need to do it in Collateral, because you're also trying to get into these really
You're
intimate
trying to
spaces with
capture,
with
yeah, yeah.
Jamie
You're
Foxx
trying to
and
capture nighttime LA, and that
Cruise,
too, all the alleyways and
and
everywhere,
all
right?
all the sort of abundance of light, right?
Yeah.
Wherein you can't necessarily go and change every fixture.
Hmm.
If, I don't know
But
if
in
you've
case
seen
of
this shot. It's a film you hate, but I'm going to mention it. Uh,
okay,
uh, it's Tarantino lighting up one of the Los Angeles freeways for Once Upon a Time, and it's
which
like a
shot is?
it's
Oh,
not a
it's
shot
one of
in
those
the film, but
nighttime
it's one of
shots,
those
right? He's
behind the scenes kind of thing, and it's like these huge light towers have been put up,
hmm,
and I'm like, yeah,
hmm,
you've got to do that kind of thing if you're trying to shoot at street level,
hmm,
which is Collateral, really. It's not like being shot outside anywhere. It's shot very much in the cityscape. You can't go and put up a light tower just about anywhere, because you are not going to be able to control light that well. The
no,
city still has to function. You can lock
yeah,
off one
exactly.
street, two streets, five streets, but
Hmm.
uh, turnaround times in film can be insane. You can take as much as an hour to redo a shot because you've got lighting change.
I think there's the thing. I think in case of Heat, I think in how
Mm.
he shoots, because in how he shoots set pieces, like the first
Yeah.
heist set piece, like impeccable, like how he's cutting
Oh
each
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sequence,
That's the
impeccably
first
done.
shot
Like
of the trailer, actually. From the If you look at the
hmm,
1995
hmm, 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 hmm.
94 trailer, it
Hmm.
is basically the first truck
First truck scene,
coming
yeah.
at the camera.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Very Lumiere brothers kind of
Yeah,
thing of
yeah,
setting up the
yeah.
camera right in front of the
It's also something he matlab, tried to do in the actual TV movie that he
LA
basically removed.
takedown. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that he couldn't do that entirely that well.
Hmm.
But then there was that shot of the truck actually coming towards the camera. I've seen LA Takedown. So
Yeah.
it's like LA Takedown is basically like Heat ka 240p version,
Oh
basically. Like,
God,
yeah,
it's made to be watched on a phone.
kind of like that. It's like basically like all the elements are there, but just everything is off.
I mean,
Everything.
he didn't start off particularly strong as a filmmaker. He did like the Jericho Mile, which was well received but not popular. Then he did The
The
Keep,
Keep. The
which is a
Keep is so
Nazi
like,
horror movie,
yeah, it's a very weird movie.
which does not
It's
have an HD transfer anywhere. It is only available
anyway.
in 480p.
Apparently, it was supposed to get one very special transfer from Arrow or something, but that was a while back. Like, I
Okay.
don't know whether there's, and there is, of course, there is apparently a mythical director's cut which is 3.5 hours long. I'm like, sure, man.
I
Along with
hate these
magnificent,
mythical director's cuts.
along with magnificent Amberson का lost Orson Welles का
Lost,
cut, वो
huh?
भी है, वो भी
But
है,
then there's
कहीं पे
the
है.
good movie in his first four, five universally
Hmm.
good movies, Thief. And
Thief.
then I think in 89, 90 he does The Last of the Mohicans with
Hmm.
Donnie Day-Lewis. as we call
Another
him
great film.
on
Yeah,
Queen is Dead.
another great movie. Another great movie. Another movie. I am shocked that I like the
Yeah.
romance part the most because
Hmm.
I'm like that is swooning. Like वो QID के ग्रुप में सब कहते हैं ना बॉलीवुड का swooning epics. I'm like swooning वूनिंग कुछ नहीं है. आप लास्ट ऑफ द मोहिकन्स देखो swooning उसको कहते हैं. ठीक है आप लोग ज्यादा बक बक मत करो.
I
swooning
mean,
उसको
we
कहते हैं.
do romance differently in our country from how the West does romance. So
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
whole like I don't see somebody doing what Kugler manages to do with four different couples in Sinners. I don't see that doing that in India, even though
No,
it's a
they
very
don't.
basic thing. He uses four scenes to set it up,
Hmm.
and doesn't actually deliver on any of it because none of it is part of the plot.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
but Heat, I think, really Mohicans in a way, but Heat really triggers a good, strong run of films uh,
Man.
for Man because he does the Insider as well,
Hmm.
for which I think he
Insider I
picks up
think
his
comes before this. Insider I think
no
comes before
after
after, right?
99
97. 7 or
9
9. 99.
99
90.
because uh, I remember 99 because Russell Crowe had to put on a bunch of weight for the film because he's
Ah, yeah.
playing Weigand as a much older man, and then
Hmm.
he had to lose it because he was doing Gladiator for Ridley Scott,
Gladiator. Buddha.
and he couldn't
Buddha very
really
good
look
film.
that
Buddha very good film.
good
That.
film. And then
Yeah.
he did Collateral, and
Hmm.
then the blip comes again with Miami Vice,
Hmm.
and then it goes
Again, a very
further
interesting movie.
with Public Enemies.
A very interesting movie, Miami Vice. And again, plot nonsensical, full
Hmm.
vibes.
I mean,
Full
yeah,
vibes.
it's a TV show, right? It's not supposed to be a very impressive.
And even then, like man, Michael Miami Vice, the entire TV show was also conceptualized by Man only. I think he was
Hmm.
executive producer and
He was,
creator
yeah.
for at least a bunch of the
He must have
first.
directed at least one or two episodes, like
Yeah, yeah,
very
directed
much
one
in
or
the
two.
old school format of I will do the first episode, so you guys have like a template to follow,
Hmm.
which
And he was like
Scorsese
creative
did
producer.
memorably.
Apparently, Miami Vice, he was like involved in most of
Yeah,
the
I mean,
creative work.
if you're doing that, like first season of Boardwalk Empire, you can very clearly see Scorsese's
Scorsese, yeah, yeah.
involvement, and then the
That
moment
pilot is
second season starts, you're like, this is something is off about this.
that pilot episode of
Oh,
Boardwalk
he is
Empire,
fantastic.
I'm like ये departed का Scorsese अचानक period piece पे कहाँ पे आ गया? I'm like
And he's doing it very much like a film, whereas
fully
like the guys that followed him, Tim, and no shade to Tim Van Patten and whoever else,
Terrace Winter.
Terrence
Terrace
Winter,
Winter.
of course, the showrunner. So
Hmm.
it's not, you're not Scorsese. Like,
Yeah, you're not
there is
Scorsese.
a rung of directors, but no,
Hmm.
we should get back to Heat.
No, I think in the case of Heat, I think one of the reasons why Heat has become so popular is not just because of the action sequence, because of course it is, but it's
Yeah,
also because out of the three, all the three men basically, which includes Pacino's Vincent Hanna, Val Kilmer's Chris Shearless, and of course De Niro's Neil
De Niro's
McCauley.
Neil McCauley. Yeah,
All three of them have spawned their respective fans in all aspects of fandom at this
yeah,
point.
fair enough.
Yeah, it's like Pacino's Hannah is like I love that guy because he and Al Pacino during that era completely come together. It's
Yeah, they
it's
are one person essentially.
essentially. Otherwise, nobody is going to do that hoo ha and
Yeah,
because
hoo-ha!
great, yeah.
And he's very happy to be playing it at an almost uh campy level, like,
But because it's Pacino, you can also
yeah.
see that struggle. You can also
Hmm.
see that he's somebody like all that shit is basically bravura and flamboyance,
Oh yeah, yeah.
hiding something that
which
he's struggling. And
really Man brings home in such a tiny little scene when he takes the TV and fucks off
yes,
from the house, where he's not bothered, oh, you've been cheating on me. He doesn't care. He's like, you
yeah,
don't get to watch my TV.
yeah.
And he just takes
No,
the
but
TV and goes,
no,
and he
but
doesn't even
also
care about it.
yeah, but also I think it also works in that conversation because in that conversation, which many people attribute as fan service, I genuinely don't because I think it also brings home a couple of things for both
Hmm.
of these men. So that's where he's saying that he got married thrice. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
this is not one of those guys who he doesn't actually
I mean,
like.
and that is a template of the American cop in popular culture also, right? That he
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
gets married a lot.
He gets
Like
married
he
a lot.
just
Yeah.
needs that comfort of permanence at some
Yeah.
point or the other with
Uh,
whoever.
with
Permanence
whoever.
is the important part. The
Hmm.
person doesn't matter
No. And
that much.
even I think even in the sequel, right, in Heat 2, even in
Hmm.
Heat 2, I think Heat 2 also opens with something like that only. Like Hannah with again, Hannah has gone back again to, I think, another girlfriend or some shit like that. Even
I've
Heat 2
forgotten.
opens in that.
I read the novel what 4 years ago because
Me, yeah,
uh,
me also same thing. It's kind of
where,
like
where
that only.
I got it before it came out uh,
Hmm.
because I had requested a copy from Harper.
Hmm. Hmm.
Harper and Warner are part of the same company
Part
or
of.
were at part of the same company, so they sent me a copy.
Hmm.
I enjoyed the novel, but
Hmm.
I'm that because I've read it, I'm sort of not sold on the film.
Hmm.
And like
Hmm.
it's so much easier to write a story and write a
Hmm.
novel. It just is like a film needs to be convincing.
Convincing, yeah.
You can always say convince one thing they can do convincingly is say Chris Charles to get away from everyone else got plastic surgery, so
Hmm.
now he looks like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo
They're like,
DiCaprio,
cool.
yeah.
I can live with that kind of face off,
Huh,
uh,
huh.
John Woo kind of.
And in case of Sheerless also, like if you look at how Sheerless is played, like you need somebody with Val Kilmer's youthful, like
Yeah,
manic energy, because you need somebody like that.
and
Because
that
otherwise,
cockiness
how
that
does that
like
work?
I'll get away with it.
I'll get
He
away with
doesn't
it.
have that.
It's also because there is that confidence, right? There's that confidence
Hmm,
and that cocky confidence because he knows that he's good looking, and
yeah,
he has always been able to get away with it.
yeah,
Like you can only do that if you have a guy as handsome as Kilmer was.
as
Like,
Kilmer. Yeah. And as
yeah,
popular. Kilmer was
and as
supremely
popular.
popular. He was,
Yeah,
I think he was already Batman when this film was made,
I think
or
so. Yeah,
about to be announced as
about
Batman
to
at
be
any
announced or
point.
something. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty
Uh,
sure. Yeah,
him and Ashley Judd, the pairing was very good because they were
very good.
fighting. Like whenever they fight in the film, it
Yeah.
feels like a proper, like, they're getting into the muck of it, like
Hmm.
properly and having it out with each other. Whereas with Hannah and his wife,
Hannah
it's
and his
not
wife, you
as much.
already feel the distance. You're
Yeah,
already
yeah,
feeling
they
the distance, at
already
least
like,
from Pacino. Yeah, at
yeah.
least from Pacino, you're already feeling the distance. And of course, we come to the other main character who I might just argue, like out of De Niro's, like there are some performances of De Niro that are like this.
Hmm.
Macaulay is there. Like
Right.
this is
So
one
this is
guy.
basically like Macaulay, Godfather 2, Once Upon
Yeah.
a Time in America, and Dirty Grandpa, right?
Not Dirty Grandpa, thank you. वो टैक्सी ड्राइवर डाल दो सही हो जाएगा.
I
Dirty
thought
Grandpa
Taxi
मत
would
डालो.
come in the next one, but okay, I thought
नहीं नहीं
okay,
नहीं.
we'll replace Dirty Grandpa with Taxi
We'll
Driver.
replace Dirty Grandpa with taxi driver. Yeah.
Oscar winner Robert De
कोई भी
Niro.
कोई भी क्रेडिबिलिटी जो था सब बोर्ड सब
Like,
क्रैश
yeah,
हो
our
गया.
generation knows him for Dirty Grandpa more than anything else, right? If you're a casual film goer and
Yeah, yeah.
not sitting down कि अरे टैक्सी ड्राइवर देखना है क्योंकि मेरे को भी मायूस होना है ध्रुव की तरह लाइफ में तो then you know De Niro from Dirty Grandpa. You don't know him from anything else.
Oh God.
Uh,
No, but
but no, yeah, I get what you're saying about De Niro being probably at the top of his game in this.
fully at the top of his game, like how he's playing, he's so मतलब, restrained. Like if
Hmm.
somebody, like some of the best actors, like I can't believe I'm bringing this example up, but obviously, like one of the main criticisms that a guy like in Bollywood, a guy like Ranveer Singh always gets most of the time
Hmm.
because of his offline persona and all that is his flamboyance and everything else, right?
Yeah.
And people tend to conflate his
Yeah.
like on-screen performance with off-screen hijinks. People
Yeah.
forget that if he's dialed in, he's so good when he's playing restrained.
Yeah.
If he's dialed in,
Hmm.
like De Niro's performance reminds me of what a range this guy actually has. If he is actually dialed in,
Yeah.
if he's legit dialed in, he like goes the full haul. Because
Hmm.
Macaulay is fully like he's like a coil spring.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's he's fully meticulous, fully planned. But if push comes to shove, he's not afraid to get violent.
No, like you, that's the whole thing that the character hinges on,
Yeah,
which to me again is very interesting because usually you get this depiction of criminals as people who are fundamentally messy, and he's someone who
fundamentally
likes to
messy,
be
out of control.
orderly.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
fundamentally out of control. Yeah, which
And
is which I
but that
think is
the
represented
film
by
is
the
that,
rest of
right? It's
his
the
film.
unwinding of
Yeah,
up to the robbery, he's fine.
yeah,
And then
hmm,
once that shootout takes place in the middle of that street,
yeah.
and Shahalis
It's
nearly
basic.
dies on him,
Hmm,
Sizemore definitely
yeah.
dies. Um,
Poor Tom
it's
Sizemore, man.
yeah,
Such a
and
great performance. Such a great performance of that guy. Jesus.
and then the
Like,
whole spiral starts, right? Everything he does after that is an emotionally motivated decision and not a
hmm,
practically thought out plan,
yeah.
which
He's
is
not checking for the heat around the corner by that
no,
point. He's checking
he
for the
doesn't
heat
care
everywhere.
about it anymore.
Yeah, he
He
doesn't care about
pretends
it.
to care, but he doesn't actually give a damn anymore,
Yeah.
which
And
is
Hannah is one of those guys who like thrives under the spiraling
under the
because
yeah,
yeah, that is
because
why that's
everybody
why
is then he is almost at home in the chaos which everyone else resists
hmm,
so
hmm, hmm.
much.
Yeah. So that is why I think it's that collision, right? which
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is why which is why the criticism that coffee scene, that coffee scene, which is
yeah, the
that
coffee,
famous
the
scene,
diner sequence, yeah.
the Diana sequence, that famous sequence. I understand the criticism that is essentially fan service. I get it. I
Hmm.
genuinely get it because honestly, there is no reason why Pacino would actually stop the car and then he would say, "I would like to have
Yeah,
a
but like
coffee. Want to join me?"
they aren't very normal men. I think that's the whole
Yeah,
point of the film.
that's also the underlying thing. Like these people, these two, like, oh god, I can't believe I'm bringing this example up. Also, uh, it's like that corny line in Dhoom.
Hmm.
दूसरे
हम
जन्म में हम
दोस्त
कभी
होते हैं,
दोस्त
yeah.
होते हैं. Yeah, basically, it's that corny line
I
in
mean,
Dhoom.
that one works in the first Dhoom, which is a very competently made film. I enjoy it thoroughly.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
the second one is where the problems start. But let's
Uh,
not get
The
into Dhoom.
second one is very stylish, but it also has its issues. But I think
My Name is Ali is not like the hill to die on, which other people have chosen. Sadly.
no. My point being that there is something to be said where both these men realize that surprisingly, what separates them from each other is that cop and robber
Yeah,
dynamic.
the basic difference of who's on the right side of the law.
Yeah. Other than that, both of them are very similar in how they
Yeah.
kind of sort of operate in terms of their own dedication, which makes sense because both stem from the mind of the creator itself. Like,
Not just that, I think they like to think of themselves as exceptional.
yeah,
And the interaction with this other person is what will remind them
exceptionality.
of their non-exceptionality. And that is also something they are jostling with, right? Because
No, I think
suddenly
I
in a
think it's
world,
more like I think it's more like it's good. It's nice to find a peer. It's nice to
sure
find
it is,
somebody
but
who
I think
understands.
for them, it's also like De Niro falling in love. He's
Kind of.
reminded of the fact that he is also captive to basic human emotion.
Yes.
And Pacino's marriage falling apart again
Yeah.
is a reminder that he still has those parts of himself
That he
which
doesn't like.
that he doesn't like, that he cannot fix,
Yeah.
that the chaos does not allow him to thrive in. You
Hmm.
can't thrive in a screwed up marriage,
Hmm.
almost, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Especially if the other person acknowledges that it is screwed up.
It is fully
If she
screwed
had
up.
just
Yeah.
let him ride roughshod over her,
Hmm.
then he would have been at home because nobody to complain. And for him also, the emotional equation of a child. I think Nicole Kidman is terrific as, like, what,
She's
she was
terrific.
13 or something in the
I
film.
do, I do, I did like that subplot though. I don't think that subplot is misplaced. I did like that subplot quite a bit. I
Yeah,
think,
I did. I think the complaint came from Dhruv the other day. I like how
yeah.
this is going to come to a Dhruv bashing session to start from it.
Of course, it is coming back to Drew.
But I think people are right to have a problem with it in the sense that you don't see him being very present for anyone,
Yeah.
but he's present for this child.
Hmm.
And somewhere I think man leaves it up to the intelligence of his, not even the intelligence, the awareness of his audience. Like, why, when Dhruv and I were having that conversation, why I
Hmm.
picked up on something and he didn't is because I've had certain life experiences that inform that scene,
Yeah.
right? Where I can call someone and find out where my father's at. Everybody is not going to have that experience because everybody's parent has not worked in that line of work. If
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Understood.
again, I think somewhere then man is relying on, oh, audience will have had similar experiences, which is not necessarily true all the time.
Either audiences will have similar experience, or audiences will be just about empathetic enough to understand. That could
Or
also,
it's a bit of like, I don't care about the logical consistency of this moment,
which if
right?
you're a filmmaker does make sense, unless
Sure,
unless you're a
sure.
unless you're a bad filmmaker who's only relying on contrivances and logical inconsistencies to just get to a plot.
I mean,
Otherwise,
most movies are that though. Like,
yeah,
if I sit down and like say take logic to every film that I
yeah.
enjoy, I'd be like,
Hmm.
हाँ यार इसमें तो plot
इसमें
hole
तो
बहुत है.
लूपहोल्स तो है, हाँ, लूपहोल्स तो बहुत है, yeah. So if I sit down and like push through with a pinprick,
Hmm.
or I rewatch Heat at least 50 times, I'm going to inadvertently find loopholes. I find loopholes in Godfather also. I watched
I
that
mean,
movie and
yeah, like one big thing is, why would you sit down and have that conversation?
yeah,
Or if he's a suspect, why not arrest him and
but
detain him and
yeah,
derail his plans? Which
yeah.
is a very basic concept. I mean, America, though, the police doesn't even detain you, especially LA.
Especially LA, yeah.
They just draw and
But
fire.
but the hilarious bit is the fact that man put it not just because it's a fantastic fan sequence, the
Hmm.
fan worthy sequence. It's also the fact that the real story actually has,
Actually has that, yeah. It
yeah.
does.
And I realized that, and I'm like, damn man. Sometimes
Yeah, I mean,
reality is
like
really
I'm expecting this in a few days' time when Sriram Raghavan's new film comes out, where people are like, oh, this sort of thing cannot happen after they watch the movie. Except the real story will be like that. And
yeah.
then suddenly you're forced to, confront that part of yourself. Ki, Arey, I believe
Hmm.
it cannot happen, but it can actually happen.
It can actually happen. It's like the inherent cynicism within a person, like
Oh yeah.
which allows them to distinguish between reality and a real story, whatever
Yeah.
be the scenario. But of course, also one of the most hateable villains of this entire movie is Wayne Grow. Every time I see that guy, I want to
Wingro's
slap
just
him.
irritating. Like, he's not
He's
even
very irritating. Yeah,
competent. Like, you're
yeah,
like, dude, at least you're good at getting away, but then you don't even know how to get away properly. Ultimately, you can get away in the moment, but there's no longer plan in your
yeah.
head. You're like, and the guy in the sequel is, of course, dialed. Wingro
Mm,
dialed up to
Wayne Grow
15
15.
times
Yeah,
of the intelligence and at least 25 times the villainy.
villainy. I think the thing about Wayne Grow is the fact that he's exactly what Macaulay fears other robbers to be, or other
Yeah,
members to find.
irrational, sort of,
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Hmm.
just prone to impulsive action as opposed
Yeah,
to
yeah. Hmm.
stopping,
He,
thinking for 2 seconds, and
it's
then moving
exactly
forward.
he's exactly what like size mode is just about going that Wengo level, but just pulls back size mode. That is
Hmm.
because experience, and She Hurlis because She Hurlis is essentially like Macaulay's mentoring him. So She
Yeah,
Hurlis is essentially like his right hand
his
man now.
understudy,
His
if you want to think
understudy
of it in
essentially.
dramatic
Yeah,
terms.
yeah, his understudy in a way.
But I
And
want to get away from man for a bit,
yeah,
because to me there's like, there's the editing in the film, which is, I think it finds a very interesting balance between keeping the plot interesting and keeping it moving forward,
hmm.
which again I think One Battle After Another does very well.
Without getting into the weeds of the entire plot, like
Yeah, because
it
like
doesn't
so
lose
often you
itself.
watch a 2 hour movie and you're like, I feel like 7 hours have passed.
Yeah.
And have I aged? Has the season outside changed? Do I have children now? You know?
I think it's because like in Man's movie, you know that there are details, right? You know that
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
details, but the details are baked in.
Also,
You're
the
not
craft is just
focusing.
that good, right?
Yeah.
Something is. I know the sound design is really spoken about a
Hmm.
great deal in the shootout, but where it stands out to me actually is in all of the scouting sequences, or even in the diner where you can hear other people's
Other people,
silverware
yeah.
against the cutlery.
I
And
remember that scene. I remember that scene where the police officers basically chase the tip down. They come into that
oh yeah,
empty
he's looking
sequence,
at,
and they're like, yeah. And then Pacino is like, "We are being played,"
yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then that shot goes to, and when Pacino starts doing his bit on the ground, you can see a small smile on De Niro's
Yeah,
face
yeah,
as
yeah,
he's taking photographs. It's like he's amused by this whole sort
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
situation.
Hmm.
He's not going
Yeah.
to go down and join him, of course,
No,
but
but
he's like,
he's
this
like having
is funny.
fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's having fun, and that's it. And like in those moments also, like
Hmm.
how the camera is placed and how it is being edited, like every single shot of how it is
Yeah.
done, is like it's almost perfectly synced each scene. It's
Hmm.
like people ask, right? Like great films always have an alchemy.
Yeah,
Like they just work. The
they do.
question every time, but like us at Queen is dead, and even me alone to a
Hmm.
certain degree, all we want to do is identify what makes that great film what is that alchemy, like
Yeah.
something works, right?
No,
And
and it can
why?
be any kind of film, right? It's not
Yeah.
there, like for me a particular fondness is like animation. It's why I don't watch a lot of it, because
Hmm.
I have the tendency to look at, a terrible animated movie just because it's cute. I'll be like, yeah, this is fantastic. Komal Nata at the end of Tismar Khan, इस film को तो Oscar में जाना चाहिए. I'm that when I watch an animated movie, because I'm like, it's cute, and it's mostly animals in animated film.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I'm
yeah.
like, you'll watch an Up or you'll watch a Klaus. Klaus is such a terrific
Klaus is
film.
gorgeous,
It's
gorgeously animated movie. Yeah,
insane. It's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
genuinely one of the best films I have watched ever. And
yeah.
I'm like, if all cinema can be like this, it'll
Of
be
course,
great.
of course,
Of
Chris
course, Chris came
of
in at
course,
this
Chris.
point. Chris like, तीसमार खान कहाँ किधर, हिमेश
कहाँ
कहाँ
किधर
किधर.
है?
उस दिन भी like ग्रुप पे I said, ध्रुव के chat group पे
हाँ.
I said कि something about Himesh, and then Dhruv was like, अरे मत बोलो, and without prompting Chris is like laugh reacting. I
Yeah.
said, this person just knows ये आ जाता है
No,
बंदा.
Chris is like Bruce the Shark in Jaws.
Bruce. He's often joined by his crime in partner, as we have been called.
Crime in partner.
Like all that time spent at Purdue and NYU, and Dhruv is like chat group and crime in partner. Do you want a partner?
क्या गाना बज रहा है? Talking about a film which has a
But
soundtrack with soundtrack of
with Moby and New
Ultramarine
Dawn
movie.
fades.
Yeah,
But
Ultramarine
no,
movie.
that's the thing, right? It is essentially, do you want a partner, oh partner, between the two of them also.
Yeah,
They are the Salman Govinda of this non
yeah.
David Dhawan film.
Also, I was here before TMK to talk about how homoerotic it is. See,
See, this is why you should join the link, because I
yeah,
don't have an opinion.
we
I
are
am,
straight.
however, willing to
We are
talk
straight.
about how homoerotic Sangam is.
No, I have not.
I mean, you're talking about a master of cinema anyway.
I'm
No,
just
I
governed.
get.
I'm just governed by the fact because my fondness for Michael Mann stems from a very simple thing, which I believe after a long time I have realized and I've acknowledged it. Sometimes films are just cool.
Oh yeah,
Some,
absolutely. I
sometimes
think there's
films are
also
just cool.
just the idea of making a quote unquote masculine film, because his films
Yes,
are very masculine,
his films are
without
very masculine.
necessarily eulogizing uh, that masculinity.
Yeah,
In a
yeah,
small
yeah,
room
yeah,
with my parents, I mean, you can't do a podcast with your parents in the room, even if it's a big room. यार, room तो
yeah.
room ही होता है ना, मतलब
रूम तो रूम ही
carry
होता है,
करेंगे
yeah.
वो.
It's not as if your parents are going to go towards the end of that room क्योंकि इतना बड़ा room है. It's not like it's a goddamn
Yeah,
football field. वैसा तो है नहीं. Yeah.
it's like
No.
Chris has to be as silent as the cops have to be in the truck, and until they're not when they're doing the surveillance.
Yeah, exactly. एक सेकंड इसको क्या हो गया?
The Ram Gopal Verma is just fixing Amartya's camera, guys. Don't worry.
No, no, Ram Gopal Verma is not fixing my camera. मेरा कैमरा गया तेल लेने, मैं देखता हूँ बाद में, वो इशू नहीं
Now
है.
we are back to the camera, the camera that Elliot takedown was shot on. But
Yeah, man.
it's that, right? It's being able to make a film about dudes being dudes without necessarily saying, "Yeah, this is cool." You get it, right? I'm like, no, Neil is a. All of them are cautionary characters. You're supposed to not take away great things
Hmm.
from them. They are not.
I think it's also the fact. I think it's also the fact that at times you need to realize that sometimes being competent is very cool.
Yeah,
Simply.
I mean, that's the thing, right? People don't realize that sometimes it's fun to do work. As someone
Yeah,
who has worked at an organization where there was not much work going around, what work there was not fun.
yeah.
I'm in my element when I'm working. I enjoy it thoroughly.
Sometimes being competent in your work, or sometimes being an expert in your work, and sometimes showing that
Yeah.
competency is what makes it cool. One of the primary reasons why I think a franchisee like, forgive me for this, a franchisee like Star Trek really resonates with me, because
Okay.
Star Trek at its best, Star Trek is all about being aspirational
This is Star
and
Trek, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I have
people
absolutely
being
no
good at,
idea.
no,
I
that's
just keep
fine.
confusing it with Star Wars.
No, no, that's fine. Please don't. Those are very different things. But
No, no.
I
One is
also think
Shatner and Nimoy, and
one is Hamill, one is
one
Luke,
is
one
Hamill
is
and
Hamill.
Ford and what's her name?
Carrie Fisher,
Carrie
Carrie
Fisher.
Fisher. Yeah, yeah. One is Shatner and Nimoy. Yeah. So the thing is, even Star Trek at its best was always aspirational about dudes and about
Hmm.
people who are experts in their work and whose only job at that point is to reach towards the stars, because that's what it is. Capitalism is non-existent, money
Hmm.
isn't the factor, it's all about exploration, and it's
Yeah.
all about how good you are at your job, because external threats are much dire.
Hmm.
And I'm like, see, at that point you're seeing people who are very competent at their jobs trying to do their job. So in a way, Man's movies are especially like
Hmm.
Jimmy Khan's character, master thief.
Yeah.
If he isn't a master thief, half of the conflicts in the movie won't work. If he
Won't
was,
work. Yeah.
won't work. Yeah.
Yeah, if he's a just decent thief types.
Yeah, yeah, won't work.
Like all of man's movies depend on these people being skilled.
Yeah,
Like,
fully.
if Melvin Purvis in Public Enemies is a bad detective, or John
Yeah,
Dillinger is a bad
yeah,
robber, then
yeah.
that movie does.
None of the movie works. Yeah, none of the movie
Then it
works.
becomes a Zemeckis coded comedy instead
Yeah, yeah.
from the
Even
70s.
even Last of the Mohicans,
Yeah.
Donnie De Lewis being actually that good.
Hmm.
Otherwise, this movie is not working.
I mean, he's
The
not
thi-
now. He's not made a film for like only a couple of years, but the gap between Ferrari and Black Hat was significant. In the middle, I
yeah,
know
yeah.
he did Tokyo Vice
Hmm.
with that piece of
Tokyo Vice,
absolute
yeah, piece
fucking
of,
wood.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I would just like to say I saw that Tokyo Vice ka pilot and I
Pilot.
literally, yeah, audibly gasped in joy because it
Hmm.
looked like somebody basically transplanted heat.
That's the closest Amartya is ever coming to joy from another person.
Yes, I audibly gasped in joy. It's like man shooting again. I was like, oh my god, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
heaven.
I mean, then again, people love Ferrari, and I didn't have patience for that film.
I like Ferrari,
I think
but
he was
the
getting into the fallacies of man again over there, and I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And then Patrick Dempsey shows up. I'm like, what the fuck happened to your hair? You know? I grew up with a sister and a mom who used to put
who
that
watched Grey's
on,
Anatomy? Yeah.
TV, and he had brown hair. And I'm like, dude, that break from brown hair is just too much. What happened here? It's just
Grey's Anatomy is
too.
going on for 24 fucking seasons, man. I don't know. It's still
Sir,
going,
Lost
by the
went
way.
on for 29. Simpsons is still running.
Mm. Lost didn't went to go on for 29. Come on, kya
Lost
keh
went
rahe hai?
for 29 seasons or something like that. I'm pretty
No,
certain.
no, 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 no. Lost didn't go on for that long. Lost went on for, I think, 12 or 13. It did not go on for that long.
Wait,
But
I now have to check this Lost TV show. It had some stupid, like, long ass run.
no, no, Lost 20 seasons. बहुत कम shows जाते हैं भाई.
Oh, no,
It's
no,
not
no.
that
Sorry. 6 seasons. Why did I
6
think it
seasons.
went on for 20 seasons?
Because every season is 22 episodes. That's why.
No, sir. That's the Friends also is that long. 24
Mm.
episodes, 10 seasons.
No, no. It's like Simpsons had that long.
Yeah, since
MASH
MASH
TV
went
show had
for 11 or 12.
11 seasons. 11 seasons, yeah.
Uh,
So
but no,
Miami
you were
Vice,
getting that right.
Miami Vice, Michael
Hmm.
Mann. If we are coming back to Michael Mann,
I mean, by
Miami
that
Vice,
logic, East Enders, 60 साल से चल रहा है वो show.
Miami Vice ran for
Whole
so
people have
long.
been born, lived, and died, and East Enders is still going on.
Sir, Doctor Who,
Doctor Who.
the
Yeah.
OG. और
The
क्या बोलूं मैं?
38th Doctor
Yeah.
that they've got. At
यार
some
क्या
point
बोलूं?
they're going to run out of actors and start going to Harley Street and looking for actual doctors. Sir, do you want role in show? Come casting tomorrow.
Casting tomorrow.
Hatfield.
Yeah.
But no, it's
Cast.
the thing is that Heat and I think Insider are really
Hmm.
the synthesis of the ideal man in uh in the
The
professional capacity, even at the
Mhm.
cost of like a personal life. I know a Thief does it really well. Collateral, I remember Collateral was the first time I got trolled online for like a review.
Okay.
One dude
Okay.
got
Okay.
after me and he was like, "बहनचोद तुम लोग तो अक्षय कुमार की पिक्चर डिजर्व करते हो, जाओ देखो मिशन मंगल." I was like, मैंने तो वो
Wow.
देखी भी नहीं है, मुझे क्यों गाली पड़ रही है for Mission Mangal, and I've not even bothered to watch it. He's like,
Uh,
"You people don't understand cinema, this, that, and the other. Collateral क्या तो picture है."
uh,
And I hadn't even hated it. I was
it's
just
a
like,
thing.
I'm not sold on Cruise's performance. And then
I was.
I eventually grew to like it. This is
I
also like
was
in the
sold on
middle
it.
of lockdown when I was watching like 3 movies a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you're not necessarily in the best of. I think I'd watched this and a Bourne movie back to back, something like that. Insane.
Oh boy, not exactly in the
Yeah.
greatest of mindsets
So no,
because
no, no.
camera work तो वो digital filmmaking ही है, so it's
Of course.
like yeah.
Paul Greengrass's tripod क्यों है आपके इस camera crew list में? No, 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 no tripod needed. Why do you want a gaffer? Who is a key grip? Get rid of all these people. Call the
Get rid of all the
cinematographer.
symbol. Yeah, yeah.
That's
हाथ
it.
से करेंगे, हाथ से करेंगे, ये सब क्या है?
फोकस क्या होता है? फोकस पुलर नहीं चाहिए. फर्स्ट असिस्टेंट, why do you need clapper loader? भाड़ में जाओ. So it's I had not liked it a lot initially, Collateral, but then I grew to sort of, the more I thought about it after blocking the troll, the Akshay Kumar hating.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we could have bonded over that, him and I, but like he clearly
yeah.
thought I was an Akshay Kumar fan for some reason.
Uh,
So but Insider, which I watched more recently, is also
uh,
about like guys being willing
really
to
good movie.
sacrifice everything, right? And it's such a solid performance by Crow.
सॉलिड फिल्म या ये टीसी के साथ सब अक्षय की बात क्यों
दोनों
करते हैं? सर
कूदते ही
आप ही
रहते हैं हर
सोचो,
जगह.
सर आप ही सोचो.
There was an AIB sketch on like Bollywood trends years ago. This is when like Tiger Shroff was doing a flying jet. Okay. And somebody said, ये trend, and it's supposed to be like a marketing meeting, and they're like, ये trend अक्षय कुमार से करवाते हैं. And somebody like, नहीं सर वो busy है. And they're like, अच्छा वो कहाँ है? He's like, वो माउंट एवरेस्ट पे चढ़ के पोलर बेयर के पिछवाड़े से थम्स अप की बोतल खोल रहा है.
क्या रैंडम कॉम्बिनेशन है सब कुछ.
And I was like, you know what? That's actually plausible. Um, and Tom Cruise would do the same thing.
टॉम क्रूज वुड एक्चुअली डू इट. ये तो
Yeah.
जोकिंगली कोई कह रहा है, टॉम क्रूज
He's
एक्चुअली
like,
कर देगा.
he's like, what's thumbs up? First, bring the drink. So somebody
Yeah.
takes thumbs up to him in America. He drinks it. Then he's like, okay, get hold of a polar bear. They're like, sir, we don't have a polar bear. They're like, no, no, find one. They find a polar bear. They're like, okay, now airdrop him on Mount Everest, sir. What? So polar bear is taken to Mount Everest. Then Tom Cruise like, okay, now I want to go to Everest. Give me a can opener, just in case the polar bear doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh god.
Sorry, Chris. We just ruined Tom Cruise for you.
Yeah.
But it's really about these guys who don't care about anything else, and they just sort of go at everything with that bullheadedness.
I think
And
what works in
unfortunately, again,
Insider,
people tend to find
what
this
works in Insider, what
aspirational.
works in Insider is the fact कि Insider का overall arc is towards a search for a truth,
Hmm.
like
Towards a
reality.
broader acknowledgement of the truth, more than
Yeah,
because
exactly.
truth to usko pata hai from the get go.
Truth को
Right?
उसको पता है. Yeah. Yeah.
When he
It's an
blows the whistle.
acknowledgement of the. It's an
Yeah.
acknowledgement of a truth that people don't want to admit.
Mhm.
Right. That's a broader arc. In Heat,
Hmm.
what really works is the fact that the plot is essentially a cop and robber story, but the
Oh, yeah.
plot is inexorably tied with all the characters' personal acknowledgement of their own shit.
Mhm.
Be it the unraveling or be it in the indulging within the chaos of it all.
Yeah.
The chaos that occurs with the chase.
And like all these rules that you've got, right, which are all self-imposed in life. Every
Yeah,
rule
yeah.
that you give yourself,
Hmm.
I said this to someone recently. I said under the right circumstances, most human beings are capable of everything, um,
Yeah.
except like maybe something that is systemic and larger. You're
Yeah.
capable of it. You just need to have larger groups of people agree with you. But
Agree
in the
with you.
right
Yeah.
conditions, we are all capable of murder. We are all capable of tearing a person apart with our own bare hands. Like it sounds like something that requires tremendous human strength, and it does.
Hmm.
But again, right conditions, you'll be able to
But
do it
I think the
much to your own surprise.
imposing of rules, by that what people usually try to connotate is with the
Hmm.
fact that the code of honor, which
No,
usually
even a bit of social structure, right? These are middle-aged
yeah,
men with not very set down domestic lives, and Macaulay wears that as a badge of honor. He's like,
yeah,
yeah,
essentially
I can always walk away. I'm like,
was
yeah, but it takes that one person. No, it takes that.
it's like it's a Macaulay's that line, right? What's that? Barbecues and ball games.
Yeah, no, but that's the
Yeah.
whole, and man's counter to that is, but in with one person, with the right person, I'll have you
With
be
the
Shah
right
Rukh
person,
Khan from
you are
Meuna.
actually going to be indulging. You are actually going to indulge in that barbecue and
Uh,
ball game because you want
Exactly.
to dream that. Yeah.
What's that line from Everything Everywhere All at Once? In another life, I would have loved to just
In
do
another
taxes
life,
with
I
you.
would have had bills and taxes with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
right. And he's willing to do that. He's just not
He's
met
very
the person he'd be willing to do it with. We all think we know ourselves very well. The
hmm.
actual truth is people
Maybe
know
not.
themselves, but
Hmm.
not, you can't be
Not
that
entirely.
confident also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
that
entirely. Yeah.
confidence is unfounded. You're like, come on, be a bit
Hmm.
more pragmatic.
Yeah,
But
not entirely. I
no,
think
great
that's the
film in
point.
that sense, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the point of what in Heat also what he's actually
Hmm.
trying to say. It's like it's a man reckoning with extenuating circumstances that they can't control and how they are
Hmm.
going to how they can like reconcile with the codes that they have placed within themselves when they are faced with those circumstances that they can't actually control.
Hmm.
Because for him, like what Waingro does, Macaulay breaks his code, right?
Absolutely, yeah. He goes to pursue him.
Yeah, he goes to pursue him because Macaulay is breaking his code. And that
Yeah.
is the reason why Hannah goes after him.
Yep.
Hannah gets to him because he breaks his code. If
Because he gets that opportunity, especially.
yeah, especially because he gives that opportunity. Otherwise, in a very interesting what if scenario, if Macaulay had actually not done that,
Yeah, he could have gone to New Zealand quietly.
yeah, exactly.
And then
Which
cut to a few years later when Vincent Hanna has taken his former stepdaughter to watch Lord of the Rings. He's like, wait, that guy looks familiar. And just it's just De Niro playing a hobbit.
yeah. Oh
Because
God,
he's
that's a
exactly
nightmare.
the
That's
right
a
height for
nightmare
it.
vision. That's a nightmare vision of dirty grandpa playing a hobbit. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's not Dirty Grandpa, it's a Goodyear wala De Niro.
Uh,
Dirty Grandpa is still another 10 years away.
Another 10 years. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but the thing about I think
सर 70
again,
की उम्र पे अगर बाप हापर में बने ना हम भी डर्टी ग्रैंडपा जैसी पिक्चर करेंगे.
वही है. नहीं नहीं ठीक है.
Again, right conditions for the right amount of money, De Niro will do a Dirty Grandpa. And with the right kind of
You
day,
don't
he's done
you
that
don't know
Bernie
yourself.
Madoff biopic.
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
don't
I
know
am
yourself.
Hans Lee Strasberg and Stanislavski, and then you're like, yes, I will do the Bernie Madoff biopic. I will do anything.
Which is why with man at least you always knew
Mm.
that he is going to be a person who is not going to choose a project just because of the money,
Yeah.
and then Ferrari bombs and you just know
Ferrari
that
didn't
he
have
too is coming.
theatrical distribution because like it was a sort of independently produced kind of film.
Mhm.
Small scale
Yeah.
black and white movie again in large parts, I think. Or
And
some
then
parts at least.
and which is why Heat 2 is now in production.
I mean, he
And
also wrote the sequel novel, so I'm sure he thought of it at some point. Again, it's not a movie I see working purely because the casting is so difficult to pull off. Like,
yeah,
Adam
it's like
Driver makes sense, like, but I know people want
again it's like the
Amy.
alchemy, right? It's like the
Yeah,
alchemy, right? One of the reasons why we all saw the movie, like me personally, I saw the
yeah.
movie because I saw in a poster, I saw Pacino and De Niro. I'm like
De Niro,
sold.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm like sold. I don't need anything else.
Mm.
Legit. I did not even know who man was. I saw Heat because of Pacino and De Niro, and then I
Pacino and
saw
De
the
Niro.
movie, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is
Yeah,
something
same.
entirely different.
I don't think I'd ever. again, like now it's been at least 5 6 years of watching movies like this, where
Hmm.
I at least don't average a movie a day. I have no intention of ever working myself up to that point. I'm very
Hmm.
happy being at my 3 movies a week, whatever kind of average I've got.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
You are a normal person, sir. Not like
no,
me,
I
but
like I like I say, I want to leave enough time for other pursuits. And
yeah.
like if I watch 4 hour movies like this, sir, I'm not going to have time for any pursuit, because 4 hours I watch the movie, then 3 hours I sit like this.
Oh
It's just a
God.
it's just a tiring exercise. And then people
Yeah.
are like, "Arey, why did you watch this movie?" I'm like, because everybody says it's good. And then
Yeah.
you go and watch it, and you're like, oh yeah, maybe all the people that were writing about it are like 95 years old. And so they were 30 when it came out.
They were 30
But
when it came out, and they lost their goddamn minds when they saw that
yeah,
movie.
when they saw it, because they were like, "You're a color man, my god." So I think with Heat again, I also didn't know who Man was. I
Hmm.
just think lockdown was about to be imposed or something like that, and I caught it. It was just
Hmm.
like, and my starting of lockdown, I was watching very eclectic kind of cinema. Not now I'm catching up on like a lot of the normie stuff, like a lot of the the rom-com nonsense, because I
Yeah.
watched I watched Billy Wilder at the beginning of lockdown. I watched Heat. I watched Fritz Lang,
Hmm.
because
Interesting.
you want to be in a good state of mind, just as the prime minister is
हाँ,
about to lock you in for a while.
इसलिए हीट और फ्रिज लग चाहिए.
So I'd watched it like randomly, and I was like, dude, this is insane. And I mean, I know I'm a big proponent of TV per dekho picture, because also
हाँ,
because I'm like, I want my posture to be right. I don't want to be slouching like this. I got up once, like not very long ago. I'd fallen asleep after
yeah,
the movie, and my
yeah.
neck was hurting because मैं movie देखते देखते ऐसे लंबा हो गया, and मैं movie खत्म
Hmm.
हुई, I just switched off the TV and I continued lying like that. And then in the morning, I was like, my neck is just gone, dude. I can't do this anymore. And now, like yesterday, somebody reminded me
I was
that
just
I'm now in my
yeah.
late 20s. So I was like, हाँ अभी posture का तो मतलब थोड़ा तो ख्याल करना पड़ेगा.
आप और एज के बारे में मत बोलो सर. कहा किससे बात कर रहे हो आप?
That's true. But वो क्रिस भी तो है ना लेकिन वहाँ पर. I
क्रिस तो
watched this
अर्ली
was वहाँ
20s
से
है.
rec
Correct.
recid
Yeah,
recid
yeah, thanks best.
record होता है यार, वो ओ किधर गया रेक के बाद. Anyway,
सर आजकल
thanks
कोई स्पेलिंग
Destiny.
मिस्टेक नहीं होता है. इट्स बेसिकली लाइक
Everything
स्पेलिंग
is
का
AI.
एवरीथिंग. आई वाज़न्ट गोइंग टू से दैट.
These kids have found AI is also like Bali ka bakra, no? Basically, why is it so bad? It's AI. Oh, okay. Why is it so good? No, it's me.
इट्स मी या. एंड इट्स
So
आल्सो लाइक अगर स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक होता है यू विल सडनली सी डिक्शनरी का वेबसाइट्स पे वर्ड ऑफ द ईयर.
word
न्यू
of the
वर्ड
year,
ऑफ द
yeah.
ईयर है स्लॉप. आई एम लाइक
Cough,
वेट.
cough, fefe,
या. कॉफी पे.
whatever that fucking joker.
What we. Yeah.
You did. I want Man to make Heat 2 just because I want to see how he's going to integrate contemporary America into it. Because
Remind me
95
something.
Heat has like political undertones with the Rodney
Remind
King
me
beating and all
something.
that.
Heat ka present is when in Heat 2? Remind me that.
Mm, I think it's 15 years or 10 years, something like that. I'm sure.
Yeah, so
If
2000
it's 10 years, it's George Bush America.
George Bush. Oh God.
If it's 15, it's Obama America. But recently, Paul Thomas Anderson also criticized Obama America
Mm-mm.
in one battle after another. So
So
I
Bush
wouldn't be
America.
surprised.
Bush America, I won't be too far off the mark to be very honest, because Bush America मतलब war on drugs पर सब हो रहा है
No. War on drugs is much earlier.
much earlier,
वो
but
80s
उसका
हो गया.
fallout आ रहा है. उसका
No, this
fallout
is
आ रहा
war
है.
on terror.
War
War
on
on
terror.
terror has
Uh,
started, right?
war on
But
terror started. उसका
because
fallout हो रहा
the
है.
90s really inform a lot of like the, funnily enough, it's the cops who are a diverse crew,
Yeah.
right? There is a Native American, there is a black man in the crew as well.
Michael Williamson. Yeah.
Then there are 3 white guys who all look different.
Yes.
Surprisingly, because it was only when I came to the Western world I said, They keep saying we Indians look the same and the Japanese look the same and the Chinese look the same. These fuckers all look the same as well.
Yeah. You know
Because
where I
literally,
learned.
if you look at
You know where
Shahlis
I.
and the
Mhm.
blonde dude in Pacino's team,
Yeah, they look
I
the
was like,
same.
yeah, they could be brothers only in
You
this with
you know where I
Sita or Gita.
you know where I got this ultimate confusion from when I realized that most white people do look the same.
Oh,
The
I was about
Departed.
to say, no, I was about to say when you were a kid and you saw Ravina Tandon and Twinkle Khanna,
No.
because that was the abiding confusion of our
That was
youth.
a very that was a very legitimate confusion, by the way. And
And
I
a
should
great
just
joke somebody cracked was Akshay be confused. Okay.
no,
But
but
no, yeah,
no,
Departed,
that's
I get what you're
but
saying.
Matt Damon and DiCaprio, because of the hairstyle and everything and the cutting of the face, it's
Even
like
Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg
hmm,
are pretty
Wahlberg
similar
ka
looking.
hair so wait a second. Wahlberg ka hairstyle was too distinctive. I'm sorry in
I
that
mean, yeah,
movie.
it was that sort of
Yeah,
volume in the hair
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing
It was way too distinctive. But yeah,
going on.
again with Heat, I think what you're talking about, the fact that if it is Bush America, I think the story might just make sense because considering
Mhm.
what he's doing,
Yeah,
yeah, it might just make sense because yeah, you are right. The political undertones is definitely there. And
there in Heat. Yeah. Also,
yeah,
like when he goes to comfort the first mother of Wayne
hmm,
Groves, one of Wayne Groves' victims, it's a
hmm.
black girl.
It's a black girl. Yeah,
You're looking at almost the project side of LA,
yeah.
what are called council estates over here, almost.
But again, it's like because it's man,
Hmm.
it's there.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
there. It's
can note,
part of the landscape. If you can
it's
notice it,
part of the
great.
landscape. If you notice it, then great. If you don't notice it, that works too. It's
That
like
works too.
it's
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it's there. You can figure it out. Whatever he's trying to say,
I mean,
which is like
there's like that moment when he goes to that informer as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, and again, like it's a rundown kind of shack kind of place.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There
So
are weird actors also in this. Like John Voight plays John Voight. John Voight is in this movie.
John Voight looking very much like he belongs in Boogie Nights.
Yeah, also Megalopolis. Yeah,
I
so
have not watched that, sir. I'm not going to watch it also. ठीक
you
है?
can watch it. It's a fun movie. क्या ही बोले? It's a fun movie.
It is an exercise in vanity.
Yeah,
That and
fully.
Megadoc are an exercise in vanity.
Also,
Only people
another
can
guy who is
figure
in
out.
this. Also, another guy who is in this is the same guy who played 24 TV show का जो president है. Obama before Obama, basically. I don't remember
Oh,
that guy's name. Yeah,
okay.
he was the other guy who used to work in the restaurant and who actually
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Macaulay convinces him. Yeah,
Yeah, he's doing the
one of those subplots which I felt needed just a bit more
bit more. Yeah,
articulate.
it definitely needed more because he just comes in suddenly. There's no like,
Hmm,
and what Macaulay found him in a city as big as LA. Like, come on,
hmm.
thoda,
थोड़ा
either
articulation दे
it's
दो.
his regular joint that he is going to and
Hmm,
getting
hmm,
breakfast at, and he's like, wait, I recognize that dude somewhere or whatever.
hmm.
Something like
थोड़ा
that.
थोड़ा आर्टिकुलेशन दे दो उसको, थोड़ा ज्यादा चाहिए था
Yeah,
but other than that, I think it is one of those cases. I think this is the near perfect movie. Near perfect,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah. To me, it is perfect. Like
Hmm,
there are films I'm sure which I like, which aren't perfect and which I consider perfect. Like
hmm, hmm.
a big example is like some of Shri Ram Raghavan's work. Uh,
Yeah. But I think
Andhadhun, for
one
instance.
of the reason why, like, I usually get assignments from Ion Films for writing lists, right?
Hmm.
So my favorite is every time I try to write a filmography of a director, I think I chose the Michael Mann.
Oh, okay.
Basically, I chose it because, like, I was like, if I have to choose one filmmaker, might as well choose this guy
Yeah.
because I'm like, this is one of those guys who's like, the term muscular filmmaking.
Yeah, yeah,
There
yeah.
are very few directors who you can attribute that term to. You
Hmm.
have Friedkin for this, you have
Hmm.
Mann for this, you have very few action directors for this who are like very sparse, okay, sparse, very like process
Hmm.
oriented, very much so.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
What separates Man from a Friedkin in that way is that Man also focuses very much on the emotionality experienced by the male characters, while
Hmm.
Friedkin is very much focused so much on the process that is what it entirely becomes oriented on.
Yeah, like one of the reasons Exorcist doesn't work for me is because I feel none of it. Like none of
Okay.
it for me. Sorcerer, on the other hand, works because I'm not supposed to feel any of it. It is
Hmm.
all about getting that
It is
dialogue
all about
at
process.
the end
Yeah, it
to
is
the
all
end.
about process. Yeah, yeah. It is fully about French Connection. French Connection works entirely for me because it is full process. French
I need
Connection,
to
then
rewatch that. I liked it. I don't love it. It's
hmm.
got like too many of those stylistic touches that some of the Frenchmen had, and the French just do it better because like their cities are more interesting to look at than New York.
Yeah, 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 100%. Yeah, this I agree. This I definitely agree. I think he's very much inspired by Rififi and all that stuff, right?
And if you feel La Samurai,
Last Samurai,
also a
yeah, yeah.
bit, yeah, those are the two films that at least come to mind.
Yeah, which I think even Man is inspired by. I think Man is heavily inspired by Melville. Man is heavily inspired by
Hmm.
Melville, I think, in a way.
Yeah,
So I
I mean,
understand where he's
again,
coming
if you're making your first foray into cinema in the 60s, 70s, that is going to be your
from.
earliest
That
reference point,
reference
nearest
point,
reference point.
and of course, the killing. If I'm not mistaken, Kubrick's
Hmm.
killing is definitely a heavy
I
inspiration for Man.
watched recently, I think.
Really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like for all the things that I get thrown at me for being a Kubrick hater, is only that one film I don't like, which is Shining. I quite liked Barry Lyndon, even though I don't like Ryan O'Neal in it.
I think him being unlikable is the point of the movie.
I
He's
mean,
like
I think he's a
basically
bad actor. Like I've not liked him in whatever I've seen him in. I've not watched Paper Moon, which is him and Tatum O'Neal, his daughter.
yeah, and I think Ryan O'Neal. I really liked him. I liked him in Barry Lyndon precisely because he's like one of those Ryan Philippe guys.
Hmm.
He can't act, which is why I think it works because he's
Hmm.
essentially like a painterly figure. कोई
Yeah,
expression नहीं है उसमें.
that's true.
It's a similar thing that he does in Walter Hill's The Driver, which is another reason why I like that movie.
I have to
That
see
movie is
that.
another.
That and the Stuntman. I want to
Yeah.
watch.
Walter Hill is another one of those guys. Very muscular filmmaker. Who
Right.
suddenly, yeah, very muscular filmmaker. So it's like,
I mean, Fuller, Peckin, not Peckinpah so much, but yeah, Fuller on the B movie
hmm,
circuit was also like that. But
people,
then
yeah, yeah,
B movies by default had to be like
yeah, yeah,
pretty
because there's a crunch both in terms of
punchier.
budget and
Yeah.
time. There used to be a
You're
crunch.
making it fast; it has to be fast, and you don't have money,
Hmm, hmm.
so it's all of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No, with yeah, Chris, I know. वो Boys in the Band and Cruising का भी देखना. I know. Listen, I know that Friedkin was very diverse in what he wanted to
yeah, yeah,
choose.
yeah.
It's whether he was effective at choosing those genres and whether he was effective at executing them. That's a separate conversation altogether. His
I mean,
choices are
again,
different.
somebody who's very diverse is Robert Altman.
Yeah,
There's Gosford Park, but there's also The Long Goodbye. There's The
mm,
Player.
yeah.
He did Nashville, of course.
Mm,
And I recently saw this Susanna York picture he did called Images, which is a horror
mm.
film.
Like in every case of
It's
Man,
just a pure nightmare trip. So, which
yeah,
is very interesting for a filmmaker
like
like
with
him.
Man, right? Like with Man,
Yeah,
if you look at Man's filmography, the only movie very starkly different from all other films in his filmography is The
it's
Keep.
The Keep. Yeah, which is, I mean, no, I think Public Enemies is also trying very hard to be a gangster movie. Like, it's really very interested in being a 30s gangster movie in which Jimmy
30s
Cagney
gangster.
would have played the lead.
The
And
problem is
you're
the
like,
film. Problem is the digital filmography use नहीं करना था ना.
no, I mean, not even that. It's just that it's not a particularly interesting film. I remember watching it. It came
No,
on
it
a
isn't.
channel called
It
Movies
legit
Now,
isn't. It legit.
I,
Yeah. Same.
and I had
Same.
watched
Same.
it
Same.
like years and years ago. And then I said, I'm not able to make a head or tail of this damn thing. So later on, when I got a laptop and like became slightly more literate about cinema, I was like, okay, let's watch it. I was like, this is appalling. This is truly atrocious.
No, no. The camera work is definitely. It's
I
jarring
mean,
almost.
Dante Spinotti again, who
Mm,
shot
yeah.
Heat
Hmm.
and Collateral as well. I
I
think
think Collateral. Yeah, yeah. He did
he shot
Collateral.
he
Yeah.
shot everything until uh, did he shoot Black Hat? I'm not sure. He's not
Mm,
shooting Heat 2 that much. I know. Dion Baby is shooting Heat 2,
mm.
and
Again, another movie I'm genuinely, I think both Varun and I are very interested in is Heat 2 because there's
yeah.
a morbid curiosity. I don't want Man to fuck it up. There's a high
But if
possibility
he
of him fucking
does, I
it up.
mean, it doesn't matter, right? Like
Hmm.
we'll always have Heat in that
We
sense.
always have Heat, but I'm just saying that I don't want him to fuck it up. Like
Sure,
he
but
is
like
one of my favorite filmmakers,
the odds are loaded against him going into the movie.
fully, fully,
It's not
and it's
it's
like
not a movie designed for success.
and that casting is like it's like getting overblown to the point where I'm like, literally everybody in Hollywood is in this movie right now at this point. This and the
Yeah.
Odyssey. This and
Oh
the
yeah,
Odyssey. These
Odyssey
two.
has so many people.
Yeah. Everybody in Hollywood is in these two movies. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I sincerely hope they get the casting right. Listen, if you're casting Christian Bale, just cast him as Vincent Hanna. Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
yeah, but
Like,
will he be
come
able
on,
to
man.
do the whole bit with? I don't know whether he'll be able to. The thing is, see, he's going to be compared anyway. So you might as well take a chance on someone who doesn't have a reputation, because you're
Yeah.
already getting the money with DiCaprio. So once
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio has joined the film, the studio will
And
be
he has officially told
officially
that he has
announced
joined.
it that he's
Yeah,
joined.
yeah,
So it's
he has
like
joined
a
officially.
studio will fund it regardless.
Regardless, yeah.
And again,
And
it gets to be one of those romantic stories, just like when he did the One Battle press tour. He was like, "Oh yeah, Boogie Nights is that." So when he comes on for this press tour, they're like, "Oh yeah, Aviator, sad story. Now we're here."
yeah, I did not know this that a man
Yeah,
worked on
man
the
was supposed to
Aviator.
be doing the
Man
Aviator,
was
and
supposed to
he
be
ended
doing
up
it.
being an executive producer on it.
Yeah.
I think for some time DiCaprio's name was also floating around Ford versus Ferrari,
Yeah, it was. It was. It was.
and then it was finally, I think, Pitt and Cruz with
Hmm.
Mann directing,
Hmm.
and then it just kept getting pushed until it became Bale and Damon with Mangold directing and Mann
Mangold.
producing.
Yeah. Pit and Cruise, which people want in a F1 car sequel, basically. F1
I
का
don't want a
sequel.
sequel to F1.
Yeah, I don't either, but वो होने वाला है. We can't do anything
जिसको
about
देखना
it.
है
But
जिसको देखना है देखे मैं I'm going to watch small I want to watch smaller movies now. I'm like, हो गया तुम लोगों का टेंट पोल पिक्चर बनाना. I'm done with this. अच्छे से तो बनाओ, like, because much as I enjoyed F1, it felt very much like drinking the sugariest drink in the world,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
feeling
It
you
is. It
get,
is. It is.
that, like,
It's like getting an over caffeinated shot of classic Hollywood.
yeah, I'm like, okay, done. It doesn't matter to me. Interview with the Vampire though is bad. It's long ago, right? It's like God knows
वेरी
when.
लॉन्ग है वो यार. अरे सर, आपको तो खुश होना चाहिए. ये तो डेज ऑफ थंडर के साथ क्रॉसओवर कर रहा है बेसिकली. दैट्स व्हाट दे वांट टू डू. इट्स लाइक नॉस्टैल्जिक क्रॉसओवर इन अ वे.
I mean, that movie is going to be uninsurable. So,
Yeah. And
and
then
Cruise. Oh, so,
yeah.
well, yeah. So you're going to take that. I'm not the superhero fan here.
No, no, I don't want to be the superhero fan. Also, thoughts on Supergirl. Thoughts on Supergirl. I like the actress. I like what she's doing.
The
I don't like
actress
the trailer. Millie Alcock.
and
Uh,
who's directing?
who's directing? Craig Gillespie.
Oh,
He's the guy who made I, Tonya.
Lars and the Real Girl.
Yeah, Lars and the Real Girl. Yeah, Lars and the Real Girl. I, Tonya, Pam and Tommy. Those movies. Yeah, interesting choice. Yeah,
Interesting again, right? How all these people end up doing like a superhero movie at some point.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Matt Reeves is currently the most superhero coded director doing a superhero movie. But
Yeah.
for some reason, Chloe Zhao has done a superhero movie.
Mm. Which is a very Chloe Zhao movie, also in a lot of ways. That's a problem.
I mean, I only felt bad. Like, of course, people didn't like the film and everything, but I only felt bad for like her DOP from Nomadland, who had to be a camera operator on that, because Ben Davis had been appointed by Marvel to be
Yes,
photography,
yes, yes, yes.
and I was like, yeah,
Funny how the aesthetic is so much James Gunn, even when the director is different. Because to be very honest, when you're Craig Gillespie and you're a guy who is making movies, if you're doing it under a studio head, and when
yeah,
the
he's a
studio head
CEO
is
in a
different.
classic sense. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, basically. So I think in a way he has been told to ensure that the visual aesthetic remains the same, which is a problem because, again, pa- truth be told,
hmm.
Supergirl looks a lot like a discount Guardians of the Galaxy. That's
Hmm.
a problem.
I
That's a
mean,
problem.
again, but right, if you look at something like Marvel,
Hmm.
when Feige sort of takes over the whole operation, they
Hmm.
all become very standardized films.
Homogenized, yeah.
Like, there's nothing different. It's why people initially took to Deadpool so willingly,
Yeah,
and
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I know.
why Doctor Strange stood out so much, because uh, those films just looked very different from everything else that was being made around them. Very
Which is why
similar color
which is why I
schemes,
always say which
predictable.
is why I always say whenever you're doing a superhero movie or superhero universe or something, never listen to the marketing. Because when DCU was announced,
Hmm.
I distinctly remember Gunn saying that it is going to ensure that every film in the universe has its own distinctive style. Which, let's, if
I
we
mean,
just count
marketing
it,
cuts the trailer also, so you could say that okay, this is a trailer thing right now,
yeah,
and you know
100%.
in the
So
future.
I don't know what the movie will actually
Yeah,
be. I sincerely hope that it is good. I don't
yeah.
know whether it will be good because I don't like Superman. But
Hmm.
again, that doesn't matter either way. That's the whole thing. B- By the way, Lobo is crazy. He's 10 times better. I know. I'm not saying anything about it. I know what Lobo is. I know exactly what Lobo is. Again, this is not a superhero movie ka discussion. I really did not want to do that. I was
I
genuinely
mean,
avoiding.
there's very little to discuss. It's the end of the year. Movies don't come out at this time.
Yeah,
What's playing in cinemas right now? Facum Hall, which I'm
in
probably
fact,
going to watch at some point because it's a
Avatar Fire and Ash is
oh
coming out.
god.
I'm legit not interested.
You know,
Legit.
whenever I think of that movie, I'm reminded of Avatar Gill for some reason. Because when the first Avatar came out, everybody
Uh,
in India kept calling it Avatar.
yeah,
My
yeah, yeah.
grandmothers were like, "Have you gone for Avatar?" Because that's the
Uh,
Maharashtrian pronunciation. I was like,
yeah.
"No, I've not gone for Avatar."
Uh, किस किस को प्यार का ऑफ कोर्स क्रिस
Yeah, I feel like there's some Lysol डालो अपने दिमाग पे थोड़ा. You know, फिनाइल विनाइल कुछ
yes
किस किस
anyway
को प्यार करूं.
a-
What
anyway
random
this was a mini QID reunion random
with
yeah
Chris giving us some lovely bangers
lovely
as
love
he would call them.
bangers as he calls them pixel baba ka minor cameo in the beginning
Yeah,
फिर
yeah.
वो सो गया
He's
I
like
think
an opening cameo, which
he's
he doesn't.
opening cameo and he सो गया फिर सो
So
गया
good.
बीच में लाइक ठीक है भाई आप रेस्ट करो हम भी निकलते हैं बहुत लेट
You
हो चुके हैं
started with slander, so he had to go to sleep. He's like, it can't improve from here.
he can't improve for me. I'm sorry, Sanjeet. If the slender was a bit too much, हाँ. एंड ध्रुव की बेइज्जती अरे सर वो तो नॉर्मल है
वो
वो
normal है.
छोड़ो
But
वो
that's
छोड़ो
not
आप
worth remarking
या
upon.
दैट इज पार फॉर द
It's like
कोर्स
oxygen. It's like you having illnesses in Delhi.
या और यू वाचिंग बैड मूवीज क्रिस दैट्स लाइक
Oh yeah.
par for the course at this
But the
point.
thing is, we think they are bad movies. He doesn't. He genuinely relishes them. So
नो सर मैम हमने डूम्सडे टीजर नहीं देखा आई एम तो स्टिल कंसिडरिंग वेदर द डूम्सडे टीजर इज एक्चुअली रियल और नॉट सो दैट्स अनदर
oh, this is this the new film with Downey?
थिंग या
Man, after all that hawa about I want to be a proper actor again, he's gone back.
अरे सर वो तो
Marvel
डोइन
must have
जॉनसन
been like char blank check के लिए.
सर डोइन जॉनसन भी तो सेम प्लेबुक ही प्ले कर रहा है ना एट दिस पॉइंट
But
इज
he's
लाइक
been
स्मैशिंग
cast
मशीन
by Scorsese
या
also, sir. तो
या
मतलब clearly it's working for him.
या
He's doing the
so
movie
anyway
after DiCaprio's movie with
yeah I think so
Jen
yeah
Lawrence and like yeah.
I think I saw that Steve Rogers one and I'm like ठीक है understood it was good okay fine
Steve Rogers is
doesn't
Captain America.
Captain America yeah
वो सेम ही
okay
इंसान है. Chris
वो
is.
सेम ही इंसान हाँ सेम ही इंसान है
I thought वो भी मूव ऑन कर गया है, लेकिन नहीं, उसने मटीरियलिस्ट करी, फिर वो इतना सदमा पड़ा उसको कि वो वापस आ गया.
हाँ बेसिकली हाँ लिसन अगर कोई मटेरियलिस्ट करता है उसको सदमा ही पड़ेगा
Shane Black is in director's jail, and at this point, I'm struggling to.
I don't want him to get out of director's jail.
don't think
I
he's-
saw I saw Play Dirty. I had enough.
And he made some other crap also, no, right before that.
I think so. Yeah, I don't remember. It
I-
was
I-
that guy.
He's made two good movies जिसके ऊपर उसका पूरा करियर अभी बन चुका है, which is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and The Nice Guys.
Yeah, it's essentially सर सुजय घोष है बेसिकली वो एक मूवी
सर
के
सर
एक
आप
मूवी के
प्लीज
नाम पे
प्लीज
पूरा
फिर
करियर
से मत शुरू हो जाओ. हो गया. सुजय घोष को धुरंधर डिफेंड करने दो, आपको और उसको दोनों को पसंद आई है पिक्चर. मस्त मजे हैं सब.
सर मैं उसकी तरह नहीं हूँ मैं फिर भी फ्लॉज निकालता हूँ वो तो निकाले भी नहीं
वो थोड़ी
फ्लॉज को
निकालेगा सर, उसका कॉलीग है. फिल्म मेकर का काम फिल्म क्रिटिक बनना नहीं है. ऑफ कोर्स किस किस बैंग बैंग इज वेरी गुड. आई लाइक द नाइस गाइज आल्सो. आई लाइक द नाइस गाइज अ बिट मोर.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Nice Guys are very good.
Yeah,
100%.
but like
not denying that.
he's not made good movies between them or since then.
Yeah, Play Dirty was awful.
I mean, Iron Man 3 with Ben Kingsley and
I
Guy.
don't hate that movie. I think it was okay.
I was like, what are you doing here, Ben Kingsley? What happened to you? Even at 14, I knew that that film was stupid.
Random opinion, random opinion. See, I don't know, man, about this.
Not met any drug dealers in my life, so
Yeah.
you tell us.
On that very cheerful note, मैं निकलता हूँ, आप लोग हम लोग भी निकलते हैं, बहुत हो गया.
Yes.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, Amartya, for
पांच लोग
having me.
पांच लोग देख रहे हैं, कोई काम नहीं है जिंदगी में.
सर, अभी तो आपके सब्सक्राइबर बड़े हैं, आप अभी उन्हीं को गाली दे रहे हो.
गाली नहीं दे रहे, मैं सब कह रहा हूँ. सो जाओ सब, बहुत रात हो चुका है, सो जाओ सब.
बांग्लादेश में टाइम डिफरेंस होगा.
सब्सक्राइबर घट जाएंगे अभी. इमीडिएट.
Also, Bangladesh is leaving your channel, unlike our country. कहीं से तो निकले.
एग्जैक्टली या. एनीवे, चलो. गुड नाइट. थैंक्स वरुण
Thanks,
इम्प्रॉम्प्टू
thanks,
ज्वाइन करने
Amartya.
के लिए.
Yeah,
बाय बाय.
sure.
चलो.
Bye.
गुड नाइट.
Good night.
गुड नाइट.